an absolutely fantastic independent American film. Came in unsolicited through Without a Box. Is one of those Without a Box discoveries that just makes the entire year worth living for us. And without further ado, please give it up for co-writer, co-director, Michael Borowiec and Sam Marine. Come up. Yes. This is as suspenseful as the film.
Hello, I'm Sam Marie.
Hi, I'm Michael Borowiec.
And
Hi. Yeah, is there anything else you want us to say?
What did you say in CineQuest?
we did not introduce it.
Oh,
so
I'm sorry.
yeah, no problem.
Usually lurk in the shadows, just waiting to see how it goes,
Well, in that case, do you want to set it up in some way for the audience?
I think you've...
Oh, okay.
It's a mysterious movie. We'll leave it mysterious.
There you go.
Enjoy.
But I will say it's a very special film, and I'm really happy you're all here to experience it. Stick around for the Q&A afterwards. Bon cinéma.
We are being lied to by the highest-ranking government officials. That is a model of an alien technology.
The audience was a little light.
I know, it's a weekend. It's a little tough for people to come out.
Oh. How do I get more people to listen?
Sometimes fiction can make the facts more digestible.
What's that supposed to mean? You want me to make stuff up?
Isn't that terrific? Please welcome back Michael Borowiec and Sam Marine.
Hi.
So this is a film that feels extremely, extremely personal in nature. Do you want to talk a bit about its genesis and how the two of you worked together to make it?
So yeah, we wrote this together. We co-wrote it, co-directed it, co-edited it, co-produced it.
Shot for the costumes.
Yeah, so we did like everything together. The idea came from we had a bunch of scripts, but we couldn't afford to do any of them. So we decided to come up with a brand new idea, and we were, pitching ideas back and forth, and we're both very interested in a lot of conspiracy theory stuff. And so it started from there. I'm sorry. Anyways, and we just kind of just wrote to our budget. In all honesty, that's like a lot of how the framework came into it. We couldn't really afford to have that many actors, so we had them double up on parts in movies within the movie, just to make a bigger movie than it is.
But yeah, as far as conspiracy theorists go, I don't know. We listened to some podcasts. We watched some YouTube videos and kind of just ran with a few different ideas.
I mean, the fact that it's a film in one way about conspiracy theories, but also a film about filmmaking, and also maybe a cautionary tale about emotionally fragile people trying to do something too personal in their work.
Yeah.
And also, of course, just an outsider narrative with such an amazing heart. This can't be something that came together surely out of practicality.
No. Making a film is the least practical thing.
That's a good point. Beyond that, I mean, this isn't something you randomly would be drawn to do simply because you can double up on the roles and do something. I mean, it's obviously written for within a budget frame, but at the same time, there's a real drive behind it that I feel. It's coming from a significant place.
For sure. I mean, we met in film school, so we've known each other for a long time, and I don't think we intended to make our first movie about making a movie out the gate, but his struggle is our struggle, and I think it was just making a movie is so hard, so that just kind of naturally came out in everything we did. And
and like when we were on set, like as we were shooting these scenes about shooting a movie, I was going through the exact same things that like the character was going through, and I was like, "You're all doing a great job. I couldn't do this without you," but I'm also having a mental breakdown. So a lot of those scenes I definitely felt while we're doing it.
The casting is amazing. Like, absolutely everybody is beat perfect in this film. Did you write for these performers in mind specifically?
The lead actress is somebody I've worked with a lot, so I kind of had her in mind for sure.
And Francis, the
the
mean
boyfriend,
we wrote it for him, and he was kind of offended because he was like, "You think I'm an asshole?" I'm like, no, but you can play one really well. So.
But no, the other performers I was familiar with in my work in comedy. They're improvisers, but Really, the lead role, George Basil, he was kind of the opposite of what we had imagined when we were writing it. We imagined somebody very big and loud and kind of gregarious, and all the people we auditioned were, like, fit that bill perfectly. And it just felt like something was missing, and he was the last person to audition, and I knew him, and I thought maybe he would do it. He lived in LA, and he sent us like a shitty little video on his phone of him just speaking so quietly we could barely hear him. And we're like, that's it. That's what we need. But yeah, and also having comedic improvisers was so crucial, I think, to the movie, because they just, every scene, they kind of add their own little flourish to it, which is great.
And the humor is amazingly honest.
Oh,
It's fantastic.
Yeah, the guy who plays Willem, George Basil, is one of the funniest people you'll meet. So
And he's doing a lot of television now, and he's
Yeah.
yes, yeah, he's doing like
Yeah.
TV comedy and stuff like that.
Netflix.
Yeah.
yeah.
We actually ruined his SNL audition. He had to leave.
I don't know about
Well, I don't know if we ruined it, but he had to leave during his, the shoot for an SNL audition, and we got him sick.
I
Oh.
got a cold the first day of the shoot, and it just like ran through the house
Oh,
until
man.
everybody was pretty sick. I don't know. I don't think we.
Yeah, we didn't ruin it, but we got him sick. We're ready to go for the biggest audition of his life, but
We took it well.
yeah, like a champ.
But
know.
he's doing great. Yeah.
All right, on the note, let's ask some questions from the audience. Yes.
Shout out to the sound. The sound was awesome. The mixing, the editing, and the score. And I wonder if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So a lot of this was made possible just through friends of ours and friends of Mike who worked for way cheaper than like professionals would work. So our neighbor did the sound mix. He works at a studio in Greenpoint, but this was his first film. He had never done a sound mix for a film before, and then his best friend Zach did the score, and just a really great.
He'd been doing ever since my first movie since I was 16. He's always done the music, so
Okay.
I've always go to him, so he kind of knows me and I know him and his style. So
But yeah, I don't know. We just kind of sat through every day of the mix ourselves, and we're like, what if you like did this and that, and just it's an interesting learning experience for I think all of us, including the mixer. So.
Okay, next question. Yes.
Can you say anything about the inspiration for Willem? He was so like weird and intense, but like so authentic the whole way through. I got him every step of the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in all honesty, we had a lot of people that we were inspired by, like real conspiracy theorists, but I think George himself just really
Yeah,
brought that
it
character
all.
to life. In all honesty, he did most of the work there. He was, just very good and very nuanced. He's usually he's so funny, he's so loud, but when he
Normally.
goes small, he does so much with it.
Yeah.
It's
Those minor voice fluctuations have so much power.
exactly, yeah. So I give a lot of credit to him, in all honesty.
But yeah, there's some, I guess, conspiracy theorists that we watch videos of to prepare for and listen to podcasts, such as Bob Lazar.
A lot of different
a
stuff,
few different
yeah.
people who we just kind of watch them how they would tell their own stories and just sort of, I don't know. George, I don't know if you think saw any of those, so he just kind of
Had it internally.
had it internally.
Yeah, that's there.
That inner demon.
Okay, next question. Yeah.
The story of the caves, is that original to you guys, or is that a theory that you found out?
There is a theory. There's a lot of theories out there. That is a theory that's out there. A lot of stuff's like the Dolce facility in New Mexico. So yeah, that's
We tweaked it a little bit.
yeah,
but,
we tweaked some of it, but that is based off like a real theory that's out there.
Probably true.
Yeah.
We got any other questions? No? That seems difficult to believe. So, yes.
If you could talk about you mentioned getting the costumes together. Talk about the remarkable T-shirts that you have.
Yes.
And the weird dresses.
Yeah. Most of those shirts were Andy Rocco's, that actor. I went to his house and I was like, "What do you got?" And he's like, "I have 4 or 5 different animal shirts." And I said, "Great. What if we had you wear a different hat with every shirt?" And we shopped for hats, and all the other characters we kind of just shopped ourselves at thrift stores. Willem bought as many, I don't know, short sleeve button down shirts as we can find.
And was
Yeah.
was the transition from short to feature as daunting as one would expect? Was it the same kind of challenges, just longer days?
It's pretty daunting.
Yeah, it's mostly
Still
just that you
feeling
have to keep doing it. Like after a short, you're like,
Every day.
okay, I'm done. And now it's like, oh my god, it's like there's another 12 days of this or whatever. So we shot in 16 days straight.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Without a
so
break.
we're just very tired, you know, each day just accumulating, but
And this is now 2.5 years in the making, from like writing the script, and just working nights and weekends after our day jobs for really nonstop. So very daunting, but worthwhile.
Well, we've got time for one last question. Yes.
I don't know if it's done on purpose or it's me figuring out, but does this movie deal with loss, basically? And just basically overcompensate with something else? Because he does lose his girlfriend, his job, his father figure, Uncle Jack.
Yes.
yeah, I think for me, like, you know, in all honesty, there's so many stages where I changed what I thought the movie was about, but ultimately that's where I ended up. I was like, this is just about loss, and you know, in the beginning you think he's talking to aliens, but he's just trying to talk to his dead friend, and and like then, you know, he has you know, his cat dies, which triggers all of this stuff, just a simple act like that. So I agree. I think it's really about loss and
How
less
people
about
kind of handle emotions and translate them if they can't communicate them. For sure.
So then you feel that the scar that he has on his torso is something that he's just imagining seeing? Is that your read on it?
Well, there's something happened to him, obviously.
Yeah.
But I do think a lot of conspiracy stuff, there is a lot of projecting.
Sure.
You know, but I do think there's some fact in there, here and there. So I don't know. I really, that I always kind of leave vague. But I do think something. You know.
Mike and I kind of disagree on the ending and what
Yeah.
happened to Willem. So.
Which I think is the reason why we keep it ambiguous.
Yeah.
Because we just
Cool. Okay, thank you very, very much.
Sure, thank you all.
Borowiec San Marine.